Hi, so here I am. It's day 4. It's 8:24 in the morning, and I'm probably going to spend most of the day here, as I have to from time to time because I'm beginning to crash. And what that means is that it hurts to move around. I get lactic acid in my limbs, and it's a bit like when you've been to the gym and you haven't been for a long time. The kind of muscle pain. It begins, and then if I keep going, I get more and more, and it's a sign that I need to rest, one of the early signs. So, but I still have a lot to do today, so before tomorrow, and I don't quite know how to do it. What's on my mind today is this problem of having got permission to have a piece of my own tumour, and there's a lot of legal stuff I've had to sign, and is getting it to Israel. And it's proving to be a challenge. So seems like that even though I've asked the courier company like DHL and even a specialist courier medical company, that an individual can't request this even if they pick it up from the hospital and the surgeons give it to them. And so right now I'm not sure how to do it. I'm thinking maybe I have to ask a practitioner or my doctor to send it, or I'm going to go talk to the trust tomorrow to see, obviously I have to pay for that, but I'm going to speak to the trust tomorrow about whether they can also just give it to the courier from them and I pay the trust. So I'm not quite sure what to do about that, but I have this concern that I'm going to end up with something that has got red tape, and or not, we don't know. Maybe there is a way. Maybe it's that they order the courier from Israel. Maybe it's the specialists that I know here that are helping me organise it and pick it up from there. I'm sure there's a way, but it feels like every day there's something. And I guess that's what happens, when you do something new. And one of the nutritional support team who works with cancer patients all the time said, Lynn, just very grateful because you doing this means that other people can do it. But I do need your help. I need your help not only to support me and raise awareness and let people know about these kind of choices that are available now in the UK. If you use nutritional support, it can substantially reduce your side effects if you're having standard chemotherapy and radiotherapy. And from what I understand, that's because you are giving your body the best chance possible to deal with the onslaught of this treatment. It's not rocket science. I think Yesterlife, I was talking to Yesterlife, who are supporting me if I have any radio interviews at any point, will be on the call to explain about all these things. That there's something called Food Hospital on the NHS or something, and they're finding dramatic changes in people's abilities to recover from surgeries or illnesses, and it's as simple as that. And we need to let people know these treatments are radical. They're what we have, and they work. To a certain degree. I was told, 80% of patients who have radiotherapy and chemotherapy over here are doing all right with breast cancer. But we can do better. We can do better with supporting the body, as far as I can tell. And let's give people that opportunity and help me, raise awareness of that. And that's something we can bring now. And what I'm really interested in is what comes out of my journey is that at least we raise enough demand to have the gene-targeted therapy. Now, they do that to a certain degree over here, but at Brzezinski Clinic, for instance, they scan 24,000 genes of each individual and design a drug and chemotherapy program, which in a sense means they use much reduced, I don't want to say specific, but I think it's something like 25%. They're going to use like a 25% of the chemo along with some drugs, because it's designed for the body, and patients can continue working. They don't have to be, going through this, excuse me, dramatic, torrid journey, which you do with these treatments, chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Let's raise the bar over here. That's you can have that in the US or outside the country. So maybe we can, encourage and support this country, which are doing great work, and they are, as far as I know, doing a lot of research and trials in this area. But we need to speed it up. So I'd like to speed it up by patient-led interest, awareness, and consciousness, that we make this happen for everybody. There's too many people, go through the process either dying, not because of the treatments, almost that they can't cope with. It's a horror. I've watched a number of people go through this, including my own stepmother in April. So I'm really keen to ask for your support, and in order to do this, I do need you to help me go to Israel, and that is going to cost a lot of money. And if everybody gives a little bit, as I go, I'm hoping that it's a fair exchange, that I'm sharing my journey. It's not something that I want to do, and it's not something that I feel comfortable even doing, but I see my relationship to time has changed. My relationship to time is that every second or every minute, it's like having a timer beside you. When you're cooking, it's going, and you become acutely aware of the days passing or the weeks passing, and I'm getting, having to watch myself not overreact when things don't happen fast. Now, I'm always very intentional, I always have been, and that's been a strong suit of mine in actually making things happen. Mostly things don't happen because they get dropped out of communication. And it's as simple as that. There's all these courses you can do on what stops you, which is very powerful, because there's a lot of stuff that can stop you, and if you become aware and shine a light on it, then you can make a conscious choice to keep going. And most people, they have a thought or a circumstance and they give up. And it's as simple as that. Producing results, it's my best tip, is if it ain't happening, it's because you're not speaking. So there you go. So will I get to Israel? Is the question. Will I be able to have this vaccine? Well, a lot is riding on it, and I need your help. And it is, I believe, one of the better, most effective is to have a piece of your own tumour. They have a number of treatments without the vaccine, and as I understand it, they're effective, but some of them are much more expensive. So the treatments in Israel are from $20,000 to $300,000. So I've set myself this target of £100,000 because, I don't know what my body is going to need, but I do know that, for instance, to create one vaccine is about $34,000, but that's without everything else. And they're going to do a two-pronged attack, and also, there's scans and follow-up and appointments and flights, and so I've given myself that target after long discussion with people who are supporting me, professionals, and as I say, whatever I don't use, other patients will have available, because this money goes direct to Yes to Life, to charity. It's not coming into my personal account. It goes just giving into Yes to Life for me, and anything that isn't used goes to other patients. And I say, let's raise £500,000. Let's raise a few million, so more and more patients who are willing to take this route. Some people are quite fearful, and they just want to stick to what there is. But I guess, given I have these mercury allergies, and how can I put this? I was having this experience of an erosive lichen planus reaction in my mouth, next to the tooth of my mouth, and because this was considered so extremely rare at the time, I wasn't patch tested in '95, and this meant that it spread, and I wasn't really supported or taken care of, because the policy has been that mercury's safe, mercury and amalgam fillings I'm talking about, and in 2001, by the time it spread through my body, came out, and I had pus coming out of my head, and these most horrendous symptoms. They hadn't patch test me, and it literally took me begging. And when they took this patch test, they said, "We humble pie, we've never seen anyone allergic to mercury and amalgam." So my experience is that because this is considered rare, and because there's almost a political thing about it. And let me be clear about this. October 2011, the European Council, which is the council for all the bodies in Europe, have passed a resolution to eradicate mercury out of society, which means that it will stop being in fillings in the near future. And everything that they listed as a potential reason I've had. So I want you to get, this is serious for me. I've had this sort of chemical, metallic, allergic reaction, which has not been taken into account at all every time I go for treatment. So I have to take responsibility for myself, and I can't try it and find out this time if it does affect me. I have to look at my evidence and the medical evidence now, which is accepted by the NHS and recognised. I've got letters from the NHS, got prescriptions saying, take these ladies' fillings out. I couldn't find a dentist for a year. In that year, I became so ill. I was itching and dribbling nose, and it was like having, I don't know, brain. My brain. I literally felt my brain sticking to the side of my head inside, and I can't even begin what happened right the way through out the other end. Bleeding, swelling, ulcers, lesions, boils, all in my eyes, and still they were not taking this seriously enough to actually take care of me. And it wasn't their fault, it's the policy that has been in place, which is that mercury amalgam is safe, and everybody doesn't look at what the patient's going on with the patient. This is changing because of me. At one point I went to independent review, and they changed their policy. They now patch test people. They didn't patch test me, and so I've been at the forefront all the time, having to take care of myself. So I'm hoping you can understand why I'm doing this. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on, but I really do need your help. So, but let's let this be a patient-led campaign, initiative, or intent. Let's call it an intent. I don't want to make anyone wrong. I think that I have had the best treatment in the US, in the UK, on the NHS of what's available. This just isn't available, and I'm asking for your support. So here I am. I'm going to spend a lot of time here, but I do have to pop out, and my body's just so, like, it feels like a lead weight. This is what happens. I start swelling up, and then I start getting pain. And if I don't rest and I keep going every day, my muscles go rigid, seize up, and I lose my memory, space and time. And so I have to rest today, ready for surgery on Monday. Thank you for your support. I'll be telling you all sorts of nice goodies along the way, but if you're interested in the mercury amalgam thing, and what I did, and also what I'm doing now, then follow my blog, and please share, and if you support me, I'd be most grateful. I haven't got Lucky Cat here today. He's out. The sun's shining. I'm in my bedroom, and if you look at the mirror just above here, behind my head, you'll see the view, which is the mirror where I used to wake up and see the birds and feel this profound joy, even though for the first 3 years after the Mercury and amalgam reaction, I was pretty much bedridden most of the time. So this is where I've spent most of my time. I'm sending my love to all my friends and community. I'm just so grateful. I love you, and let's do it. Let's raise the bar on what's available in the UK. Why not? Okay. I might blog later, but this is one for today. Bye.